These NATO troops based in Poland are moving through what the alliance considers perhaps its most vulnerable area, a land corridor nicknamed the Suwalki Gap. It's located between two NATO allies, Poland and Lithuania, but also between Russia and Belarus. This is cause for concern because it's the only way for NATO to reach its Baltic state allies by land.
There is only one way to get to Latvia, and that is up through Lithuania and the Suwalki Gap.
That means if Moscow were to seize the Suwalki corridor, Latvia and the other Baltic states would be cut off and could only be reached by sea. The commanding officer of this British squadron, on its way to an exercise in Latvia, says training in the region is vital.
For us, going up to Latvia provides a new real estate, a new training opportunity, the opportunity to go up against a live simulated enemy, which puts my soldiers to the test.
Some of those tests are just about getting troops to where they need to be. This convoy had 3 vehicles break down, causing many hours of delay. But Parker says figuring out how to get them back on the road was part of the training he wanted his troops to get. An overnight at the NATO base in Lithuania gave the British troops a chance to rest and refill their tanks. Hosted by German Army Lieutenant Colonel Andreas Kirchner, who commands the multinational battle group, keeping watch from the other end of the Suwalki corridor.
We conduct here trainings in order to be prepared if Russian or Belarusian forces are crossing the border to Lithuania. Mobility is always very crucial for military operations, and of course it's a strong sign to show that we are not sitting in our barracks, but we are able to move between the Baltic states.
They're able to move, but could they move faster than Russian forces? That's an open question NATO may not be doing enough to answer.
This motorcade had a police escort to guarantee access to the highway and quick processing at the border crossings. But in case of a real crisis, fewer things would be under NATO's control. And that's why some experts are saying the alliance should stage more snap exercises to practice what might happen if Russia were to attack with no warning.
To experience that, NATO's former top military commander, General Philip Breedlove, strongly advocates more no-notice exercises in Suwalki and beyond, which would push troops, in his words, to failure, to come back stronger.
We need to give our forces hard problems to solve and force them to think outside the box. It's more than getting to an exercise area and setting up camp. We need to be tested.
In the quiet city of Suwalki, residents are accustomed to hearing such talk, especially after Russia launched war on Ukraine. Some are dismissive, others thankful that worst-case scenarios so far remain just hypotheses of wargaming and planning.
I think there is nothing to worry about. I feel rather safe.
I was a little bit terrified that it can as well happen to us.
Okay. If we weren't in NATO, the situation would be completely different. Probably we would be attacked.
NATO military officials acknowledge a more aggressive Russia means they need to increase their readiness for any potential crisis, which includes making sure Suwalki remains an open corridor and is less of a gap.